How to be consistent. Mindset and habits. Being consistent requires both the right mindset and the establishment of supportive habits. Here are some strategies for building consistency through mindset and habits. Developing a mindset for consistency is crucial because it sets the foundation for lasting change. Here's how you can cultivate a mindset that supports consistency. Mindset for consistency. Set clear goals. Define what consistency means to you. Whether it's daily exercise, regular work routines, or personal growth, knowing your why will keep you focused. Break your goals down into smaller, manageable steps. This reduces overwhelm and keeps you on track. Adopt a growth mindset. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn, not as failures. Understand that consistency builds over time. It's not about being perfect, but about continually showing up and making progress. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. Prioritize the habits and routines that lead to success over fixating solely on the end result. Recognize that progress might be slow, but steady effort compounds over time. Be patient and kind to yourself. Setbacks will happen, but don't let them derail your entire effort. Instead, view them as part of the journey and keep moving forward. Cultivate self-compassion. When you make a mistake or miss a day, forgive yourself and start again. Visualize success. Regularly visualize yourself succeeding and being consistent. This can reinforce your motivation and commitment. Keep your vision clear and remind yourself why it matters to you. Accountability. Share your goals with someone who can keep you accountable. Knowing someone else is watching can help reinforce your commitment. Track your progress, whether it's through journaling, apps, or simple checklists. 1. Commitment over motivation. Understand the difference. Motivation is often fleeting and can be affected by mood or circumstances. Commitment, however, is a decision to stick to your goals regardless of how you feel on any given day. Shift focus. Instead of waiting for motivation, commit to showing up consistently. This helps make your actions less dependent on emotional highs and lows. 2. Embrace the power of small steps. Progress, not perfection. Consistency is built through small, daily actions rather than massive leaps. Focus on making incremental progress. Be patient. Understand that small steps accumulate over time. Avoid the temptation to rush the process, and trust that consistency will yield results. 3. Adopt a long-term perspective. Think in years, not days. Consistency requires a long-term approach. Remind yourself that meaningful change takes time and that setbacks are part of the journey. Avoid quick fixes. Resist the urge to seek shortcuts. Sustainable success comes from steady effort rather than sudden bursts of activity. 4. Self-discipline as a muscle. Practice daily. Self-discipline is like a muscle that strengthens with regular use. The more you practice staying consistent, the easier it becomes. Push through discomfort. Consistency often requires doing things you don't feel like doing. Train yourself to act even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. 5. Positive self-talk. Reframe setbacks. When you encounter obstacles or slip-ups, avoid harsh self-criticism. Instead, reframe them as learning experiences and opportunities for growth. Affirmations. Use positive affirmations to reinforce your belief in your ability to be consistent. Statements like, "I am capable of staying on track," can reinforce your commitment. 6. Focus on identity, not just outcomes. Who do you want to be? Instead of focusing solely on what you want to achieve, consider who you want to become. For example, instead of saying, "I want to run every day," say, "I am a runner." This identity-based approach makes consistency feel more intrinsic to who you are. Align habits with identity. When your habits align with your desired identity, consistency feels more natural and less forced. 7. Accept imperfection. Let go of perfectionism. Trying to be perfect can lead to burnout and discouragement when things don't go as planned. Accept that imperfections are part of the process. Bounce back quickly. When you have an off day, get back on track as soon as possible. Don't let one slip-up derail your progress. 8. Embrace the boring. Find value in repetition. Consistency often involves doing the same things over and over again. Embrace the routine, even when it feels mundane. Shift your focus. Instead of seeking excitement or novelty, learn to appreciate the stability that comes with consistent effort. 9. Stay flexible. Adapt when needed. While consistency is important, so is flexibility. Life can be unpredictable, so be open to adjusting your approach when necessary. Avoid rigidity. Being overly rigid can lead to frustration when things don't go exactly as planned. Flexibility allows you to stay consistent even when circumstances change. 10. Celebrate milestones. Acknowledge progress. Celebrating small wins keeps you motivated and reinforces your consistency. Recognize and reward yourself for staying on track. Reflect on growth. Regularly reflect on how far you've come. This will boost your confidence and encourage you to continue being consistent. Final thought. Consistency is more about mindset than just the actions themselves. When you cultivate a mindset that prioritizes long-term growth, patience, and resilience, staying consistent becomes much easier. By committing to the process and embracing the journey, you can achieve sustained success in any area of your life. Habits for consistency. Start small and build momentum. Start with small, achievable tasks that are easy to repeat daily. Over time, as these become habitual, gradually increase the challenge. Avoid overwhelming yourself by trying to change everything at once. Focus on one habit at a time. Create a routine. Develop a daily or weekly routine that integrates your desired habits. Make these actions part of your normal day so they become second nature. Stick to the same time and place when possible. This consistency of context helps your brain associate certain activities with specific times and settings. Use reminders and cues. Set reminders, alarms, or use habit-tracking apps to prompt you to take action. Place visual cues in your environment that remind you to follow through, like workout gear by your bed or a to-do list on your desk. Reduce friction. Make it easy to perform your desired habits. For example, if you want to exercise in the morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. Simplify the process so there are fewer excuses to skip it. Reward yourself. Celebrate small victories and milestones along the way. Positive reinforcement encourages your brain to repeat the behavior. Rewards don't need to be big. Even simple acknowledgments of your progress can boost motivation. Plan for obstacles. Identify potential challenges that might derail your consistency, e.g., busy schedules, lack of motivation, and plan ways to overcome them. Have a backup plan for when things don't go as expected. Flexibility allows you to maintain consistency even when life gets in the way. Commit to a minimum viable habit. Establish a bare minimum that you can do on even your toughest days. For example, if your goal is to exercise daily, commit to doing at least 5 minutes of activity no matter what. This keeps the habit alive, and you'll often find that once you start, you'll do more than the minimum. Track your progress. Keep a log or journal of your habits. Tracking progress helps you stay accountable and lets you see how far you've come. Reflect regularly on what's working and adjust your approach as needed. Building habits that support consistency is essential for long-term success. Here are key strategies to develop habits that make staying consistent easier and more automatic. 1. Start small and build gradually. Begin with small, manageable habits. Start with actions that are so small they're hard to fail. For example, if you want to exercise daily, start with just 5 minutes of activity. Gradually increase the time as the habit becomes ingrained. Avoid overwhelm. Trying to take on too much at once can lead to burnout. Focus on mastering one habit at a time before moving on to the next. 2. Create a routine. Establish a daily or weekly routine. Consistency thrives in routine. Set specific times for your desired activities and integrate them into your daily schedule. Anchor new habits to existing ones. Use an existing habit like brushing your teeth as a trigger for a new habit. This technique, known as habit stacking, helps reinforce the new behavior. 3. Design your environment. Make the habit easy to do. Remove barriers that make it difficult to stick to your habits. For example, If you want to read more, place books in visible, easily accessible spots around your home. Set visual cues. Use your environment to remind you of your habits. If you want to eat healthier, keep nutritious snacks within reach and move unhealthy options out of sight. 4. Set clear intentions. Be specific about what, when, and where. Vague goals lead to inconsistent action. Clearly define your habits. For example, instead of saying, "I will exercise," say, "I will do a 20-minute workout at 7 a.m. in the living room." Plan for obstacles. Anticipate potential challenges and decide in advance how you will handle them. This reduces the likelihood of being thrown off course. 5. Use reminders and tracking tools. Set reminders. Use phone alarms, sticky notes, or apps to remind you of your habits. Regular reminders help keep your goals top of mind. Track your progress. Keeping a visual record of your habits can be highly motivating. Whether it's a habit tracker app, a journal, or a calendar, seeing your streaks grow will reinforce your commitment. 6. Commit to consistency, not perfection. Aim for consistency, not 100% perfection. Understand that missing a day or falling short occasionally is part of the process. What matters most is getting back on track quickly. Create a never miss twice rule. If you miss a habit one day, make it a priority to do it the next day. This prevents one missed day from snowballing into a longer break. 7. Set minimum viable habits. Define a minimum standard. Establish a minimum version of your habit that you could do even on your busiest or toughest days. For example, if you're too tired for a full workout, commit to at least 5 minutes of stretching or walking. Keep the habit alive. Doing the minimum keeps the habit in place and prevents the feeling of starting over after a break. 8. Leverage accountability. Share your goals with others. Having someone who holds you accountable increases the likelihood of sticking to your habits. Whether it's a friend, family member, or an online group, sharing your progress creates external motivation. Consider a habit partner. Partner with someone who shares similar goals and check in with each other regularly. The mutual support can help you both stay consistent. 9. Reward yourself. Celebrate small victories. Reinforce your habits with rewards, especially in the early stages. The reward could be as simple as a few minutes of relaxation or treating yourself to something you enjoy. Make progress satisfying. When your progress feels rewarding, you're more likely to stick with it. Use positive reinforcement to build momentum. 10. Review and adjust regularly. Reflect on your habits. Regularly review what's working and what's not. Are there habits that need tweaking? Do you need to adjust your approach to fit your current lifestyle? Be flexible. Life changes, and sometimes your habits need to change with it. Stay adaptable, and don't be afraid to modify your routine if needed. 11. Prepare for setbacks. Expect setbacks. Setbacks are inevitable, but they don't have to derail your progress. Plan for how you'll recover when things go off track. Don't let small slips become big setbacks. Missing a day or making a mistake doesn't mean failure. What matters is how quickly you bounce back. Final thoughts. Building habits for consistency is about making it easier to show up daily, even when things get tough. By starting small, creating routines, and setting up your environment for success, you can develop habits that support consistent progress. Remember, consistency is built over time, so be patient and persistent. Consistency is a skill that can be developed over time with intention and effort. By cultivating a growth mindset and building strong habits, you can create lasting change in any area of your life. Be patient with yourself, focus on progress, and remember that every small step forward counts.